The inauguration of President-elect Barack Obama just a day away. Hi, I'm Chris Casteel in the Washington Bureau of the Oklahoman. I'm here with Oklahoma City Attorney Mike Turpen, who's a longtime Democratic Party activist and fundraiser.
Yes, sir. Come on. It's all true. It's all true. Come on.
Mike, this is your third inauguration.
Right.
You were a big fundraiser for the Clintons, big supporter of the Clintons, so you were here for both of those.
Right.
Tell everybody a little bit about what the inauguration week is like.
It's a massive celebration of democracy. And of course yesterday, I'll just give you a real life example. I was on the mall yesterday for that big concert, and that was just, I think any way you cut it, was a political Woodstock. It's just so festive. And I will say my one-liner, and I like one-liners because they usually say a lot, but my one-liner about inauguration, and particularly this one, is D.C. becomes an anthill that's just been stepped on. I mean, people are scurrying around everywhere. It's the darndest thing I've ever seen. It's hard to get around, but it's a lot of fun to be here. And every time I come to one, Chris, I think that's the last one I'm going to come to. Even if another Democrat wins, I'm still going to stay home and watch it on TV because I'm getting a little older, Chris. But Susan and I are here, and we love it, and we're going to have a great time. We already have, and then we're going to go to the inauguration itself. We're going to go to the inaugural ball, as we did with the Clintons. We're doing it with the Obamas, and I started off with Hillary Clinton, but I'm very excited about Barack Obama and his presidency.
Well, tell us a little bit about the significance of this inauguration. Obviously, the estimates are anywhere up to 2 million people. We were at a reception last night for Oklahomans that was packed with people from all walks of life. For you, what's significant about this week?
I just think the civil rights ramifications are just unmistakable. I mean, it's palpable, as they say. For me, in my life, and we all have our own vignettes, our own stories, but I grew up in North Tulsa in the 50s, and I still remember my father trying to explain to me why the black people, the Negroes, we called them then blacks, now African Americans, I guess is politically correct, but he was trying to explain to me why they were moving to the back of the bus. I'm very young in the 50s, but he's trying to explain to me where I would understand why they're supposed to be at the back of the bus. Of course, I didn't understand it then. I didn't understand it years later. Nobody's understood it, in this great country. And that's what this election's all about. I think for Rosa Parks in 1955, to basically sit down for freedom. And then here we are 50 plus years later, and our first African-American president. It makes me very, very proud to be an American, that our country's come so far, and that's the reason I want to be here more than any other reason. I know everybody's here for different reasons, but I want to be here to see that man sworn in as our president, because I think it says a lot about this country and the future for my children. And I have children, Susan and I have 3 kids, and their kids. America is a better place because of the election of Barack Obama to the presidency. I believe that. And I think the world's a better place, too, as a matter of fact.
After tomorrow, the celebration tomorrow, the reality is going to set in for the new president. He's got a lot of challenges ahead, and there's a lot of hopes for him. Do you think that those hopes are kind of a burden for him right now? You've got an economy in crisis. You've got 2 wars going on, all kinds of problems that this young president's going to face.
It's the last thing I'm ever going to say bad about George Bush. And that wasn't your question, I know. But I saw in maybe the Oklahoman yesterday or one of the national papers, and the Oklahoman's a national paper. You're read all over the country. Trust me on that. But it was something like George Bush only had 2 problems: foreign policy and domestic policy. Those were his only 2 problems. I shouldn't have said that, because I think George Bush is a good man, and he'll live a good life, I think, in Crawford and beyond. Your question is real, and I think, in fairness to Barack Obama, he's got a plan for domestic policy. He's got a plan for foreign policy, but more importantly than anything else, Chris, he's put good people into place. You've seen the people that he's surrounded himself with, and we all talk about Abraham Lincoln and a team of rivals, but to think this man's secure enough, Barack Obama's secure enough to bring in the team around him, including my friend Hillary Clinton, and people that ran against him, and I think made him a better candidate in the process, but he is so secure intellectually that he's bringing in people around him that may not even agree with him. And George Bush, I think, could have learned from that. More people around you that don't even agree with you to test your ideas. It's going to be hard, but I think everything we've talked about as far as the enthusiasm, he'll transform into motivation, he'll transform into inspiration, and I think America will move forward slowly but surely on both fronts, foreign policy, domestic policy.
Mike, thanks so much for coming in. Enjoy the day tomorrow, and look for more on the inauguration in the Oklahoman.
We're proud to be here.